Enable TTS with your voice. Oh, it is ready. It is ready. How do we enable that, Skashurl? Yeah, put that shit on. Let's take a look at it. Ska, enable my voice TTS. Let's take a little gander at what's going on here, dude. I'm actually down with that 100%. Oh, I have to do some work apparently. Shit, so we know that's gonna be pushed at least another 2 years if I have to do anything. It's 3 buttons and a link in OBS. Okay, is it a browser source? So why are you making it sound like work? I make browser sources every day. This fucking guy. Skashurl says, bro, you gotta do some work. Dickhead, if you could see my screen, like, here, I'm just gonna show you, bro. I make browser sources on a daily fucking basis. Do you understand? What the fuck? Huh. Well, that's awkward. Well, okay, it's not working. Because to you, clicking 3 buttons and putting link in OBS is work. No. That's not work. That's what I can do. You do cocaine. You know, it's fucking crazy to me, okay? I look at your account, brother. I can tell you... Oh, Jesus Christ. No, man. I actually love these accounts. At least you're on your main account, dude. I love these accounts, bro. Let's take a look. Listen, I do coke? That's what you're saying? You look like you make coke, meth, and every fucking drug you can in the goddamn bayou. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you're opening your mouth for, boy. This fucking guy. But hey, at least you got the balls. You got some attention. Not too bad. This fucking guy. Look at these logs. Doing too much coke. Cokehead much? You a cokehead. You a cokehead. You a cokehead. You do coke. You do, like, how can you have these logs and then be a streamer? And he's obviously saying these logs based on my behavior and the way I look, right? How the fuck are you gonna look like that and talk that shit to me? I mean, listen, I will give you a little bit of credit, okay? At least you got a face on your shit and you can come on the account and talk some shit, okay? I will give you that. I will happily give you that one, okay? And I'm not gonna ban you either. I'm not gonna ban you because I'm gonna give you that. I'll give you one more chance to, reform your fucking behavior, okay? But what the fuck are you thinking, okay? This fucking guy. Absolutely fucking shameless, dude. I would love to see where we can link these new accounts that are saying, fucked up shit in chat. Like, not fucked up shit, like racist or homophobic shit in chat. I wonder if we link them back to, like, certain high-eroding Twitter demographics. What do you think? Realistically speaking, right? I've preached this my whole time, my whole career on Twitch, right? How many accounts do you think we can find in people's chats that certain high-eroding, virtue-signaling Twitter demographics that hate those streamers? How many of those people you think we can find on random accounts that they know that they'll never get caught for, saying the very shit that they try canceling everyone else for? How many do you think we could find of those? Like, imagine if one day information in America is already, like, available to a point where it's really fucking stupid. But imagine if one day it opens fully, right? Like, we're talking some crazy shit. Imagine if every single, like, Twitter fucking warrior that realistically, and I've said this probably longer than I've said most of my shit, right? And I'm sure one day, larger public figures will say this and everyone will think they created it. But in the reality, listen, don't forget, the motherfuckers virtue signaling on Twitter or anywhere, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna keep it $1.50. Those motherfuckers 100 times dirtier than anyone they're pointing fingers at. You know what I'm saying? Dude, do you understand that? And that's, like, aside from them pointing fingers from, like, the obvious bad shit, right? If they're pointing fingers at, like, a murderer or some shit, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, their bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? The bullshit they're doing, right? 100%. Imagine how many people would shut the fuck up if they had the same level of exposure that they, like, listen, I understand. It comes to the territory as a public figure. I get it. But it's not about that, right? It's not about that at all. It's about the people pretending like the things that they're pointing out, like, are these terrible things that they themselves haven't done, right? The day that this kind of shit stops is the day where you can actually see their shit. Because I think every human being does this, right? I think all of us have done this, including myself. When we do something in a context that we are aware of, that we know all the information for, right? We can usually rationalize it or justify it by saying, okay, I know I'm not a bad person. I know what my intention is for what I'm doing. In the wrong context, could it look this way? Sure. But since it's not leaving that context or being viewed by anybody, I'm good. I think a lot of people do that. Even with the most fucked up shit when you're younger, I think you still fucking do it and you end up sleeping and you completely forget about it, right? Because it's not hurting anybody, right? It's not hurting anybody at all. It's just you and maybe a friend, right? So because of that very rationalization and mixing that with people's just average to below average level of fucking intelligence, what happens is people can't say, okay, wait a second. This guy said this word, 20 years ago. Let me think about myself 20 years ago. Was there an instance where I said this? Yeah, there was. And am I this way? No. So maybe I can still point out that this wasn't right, and I'm sure he would agree, but all this extreme shit I'm doing is probably unnecessary, right? If we had smart people, that's what would be that would be the outcome of probably 90% of the bullshit, right? The other 10%, they're probably right about some crazy motherfuckers out there. But 90%, that's what the outcome would be, right? But people can't do that. People think that they're the only special ones, and only they can do the things that the others that they're trying to hold responsible for, right, can do. Does that make any sense? I'm telling you, bro, this is facts if you think about it. It's complete fucking facts. Fundamental attribution error. That's exactly right. That's exactly fucking right, dude. We talked about this on a podcast. You're a legend that it's stuck with you this whole way. It's literally called something. It's called fundamental attribution error, right? It's the same thing that we do every day, right? Like 6 years ago, not today, but 6 years ago, what did most of us do? It was irresponsible. It was very fucking stupid, right? But what do? We would fucking, text and drive or do some stupid shit like that. That was irresponsible and careless and fucked up for others, right? Others' lives, not even our own, others. But something for today that's more relevant for today's times would be like speeding, right? I think all of us have sped. Now, in our minds, when we're speeding, we rationalize and justify why, in this instance, it was okay to speed, right? We know it's not okay, but we've rationalized to why in this instance it is. But then we see a streamer speeding or someone else speeding, and it doesn't matter what the reasoning is. It doesn't matter why they're speeding. It doesn't matter even if their fucking child's dying in the back seat. They're a shitty human being that should be canceled because they did something fucking evil, right? It is fundamental attribution error. And that is the main cause, in my opinion, of probably 90% of the bullshit going on Twitter. I'm telling you, it's facts. It's factual shit. And what annoys me the most, bro, I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna give a take hotter than the devil's cock, okay? But before I do, I gotta take a piss, bro. This coffee went down the wrong, I gotta take a piss. Give me 1 second, okay? Holy shit, I gotta take a piss. Give me 1 second. Okay, as I was saying, okay, hear me out here. I think we've really come full circle. Because, have you noticed your friend groups that, like, it's usually the dude that, like, kind of says it how it is, and you can't really predict as much, that ends up being, like, the most loyal, realist friend, right? And then, like, you have the goody goods that it never goes that deep. What I'm trying to say in this comparison is this. I'm beginning to see as time goes on, right? A couple years ago when, a lot of these PG-13s kind of high-roaded all of us and kind of virtue signaled and kind of kept that bullshit, right? There wasn't enough data to really see what was going on. But now we've come like to a point where I can see what's going on, right? It's like working out for today's woke culture, right? Does that make any sense? Like, this is their meta. And I'm not seeing any action done. I'm seeing like all talk, no action. All woke takes, but nothing follows through. It's just this craziest thing that I've ever fucking seen. It's absolutely fucking insane. Like, it's like every single person that I know on Twitch that like tries to be responsible and this and that, like they're worse than the edgiest of streamers in person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking like a full-on no fucks given type mentality, right? Like, I'm talking like, do you understand? Like, everything that most people think edgy streamers are off stream, it's like the opposite. It's like the PG-13ers are actually like the most like irresponsible. And do you know what I'm talking about? It's like this weird thing that I've like slowly been noticing, and it gives me these really bad fucking vibes. Because there was a point where I'm thinking, okay, the older I'm getting, I'm kind of more pulled toward like the PG-13ers, right? That kind of, like I have friends there, don't get me wrong, right? But I'm more pulled that way because like I'm 30. I'm fucking 30, man, right? Like I'm done with this like bullshit, right? But man, the closer I get over there, bro, it's the same game. It's the same game, just a different cover. So I'm like naturally a very outgoing person. I love going out. I love, interacting, socializing. And the internet has almost like changed that. It's like made me go backwards. As soon as I like just go into my own lane and I spend time alone, chill with like a couple like close friends, I'm cool, I feel great, I'm happy, whatever. As soon as I decide to tiptoe out a little bit, like experiment, bro, just anxiety, bad vibes, like nothing is what it seems. Do you understand? It's just, unfortunately, we live in a time where, nobody, not only me, nobody can really say how it is without it being turned into like a Kim Kardashian show. Because people love that shit. People love reality show type drama. So that's why I think a lot of like more responsible creators, like when there's issues, they leave names out. And it's not as black and white as like a real fake kind of scenario. It's just, it gets fucking complicated. So unless it's like all about what you're doing and you're willing to go fucking in, it's just not fucking worth. But man, I wish I could say more. It's all, dude, every fucking avenue, man. I'm telling you, every avenue is like, it is not what you guys were thinking, bro. Like everything that, you know, socially speaking, right? Socially speaking, everything that you guys are going through in your lives, socially speaking, not everything else, socially, it's the same shit behind the scenes for streaming. I'm telling you right now, same shit, if not fucking worse, because there's money involved. It is just, I can't explain, bro. It's just some weird shit.